By the 20th century, the dam industry had choked more than half of the world's rivers. Dams have a negative effect on the environment, the communities surrounding them, and the communities living downstream. Each year, dams displace an estimated 2 million people from their land, often with little or no compensation. Damming perpetuates poverty as local fisheries and farmlands are destroyed. So far, an estimated 80 million people have been affected by dams worldwide. Free Flowing Rivers, a non-profit organization based in Vancouver, Canada, empowers communities who have been and will be affected by damming. Their objective is threefold: to provide communities with a sustainable means for generating income, to educate people on the importance of preserving the environment while creating awareness around the negative impact of damming, and to promote this worthy cause at universities to encourage the youth to get involved in helping surrounding communities in need. Free Flowing Rivers reach these communities through a series of road trips to rural areas. They achieve their objective by creating a series of outdoor events and self-sustainable community centers, as well as providing people with necessary skills to start their own careers in areas such as adventure sports and ecotourism.
We were registered as a non-profit in 2006, and mainly we started thinking about, it's all about the activism, but at the end of the day we realized that the social impact that our road trip would have would be way larger than the activist impact that we'll do. Most of our river races are university student races. We do this so the students can later on volunteer and work with the programs that we're trying to do. When we go to a university, we do a presentation and we talk to thousands of students and we give flyers out and we put posters out to get the students motivated to come to the event. The events raise money to support the local outdoor community center. On the outdoor community centers, we organize an event in that community that can generate funds to develop the school a bit more.
These events fulfill one of Free Flowing Rivers' core objectives, to create a means for sustainable income generation. The events fund outdoor community centers, which form the basis for setting up sustainable local alternate economies. They create entrepreneurial employment in areas such as river guiding and rafting tourism companies.
The education that we're providing to some of these communities, it's all based on local resources. So in the Papagayo, for example, there's a perfect river, which is perfect to teach young people and perfect for tourism and perfect to work with the rafting company. We work with recycling programs and composting programs. Our vehicles will work in recycle oil that we get from the restaurants, from the French fries, and they go across the continent showing that alternative fuels are a new way of, taking care of the environment. The near future is kind of exciting. We'll be fundraising this whole summer to fundraise money for an upcoming project, which is a relay road trip around North and South America. We'll go down the south coast all the way to Patagonia in Chile, and we'll come back all up the east coast into Newfoundland and Quebec and all the eastern part of the continent, and then across into Alaska and then back to Vancouver. That whole trip takes 2 years. What we are trying to do for these next 2 years is to develop 14 outdoor community centers, 15 outdoor river races or outdoor races, which involve kayaking, rafting, or biking, and try to develop these networks to become annual events and empower the community to keep doing it without Free Flowing River members.
Free Flowing Rivers will be creating an activist feature documentary during the relay road trip. Once the road trip is complete, the documentary will be compiled into a feature film and be presented at major international film festivals. This will be an important tool in informing people about threats to rivers and ultimately thousands of people across the continent.
As you can imagine, this cost of the road trips are pretty large, and we are doing our own fundraising, but there is definitely the need for more funding. So I call out for any sponsors or donations or equipment. There's different ways that you can help. We call this Relay Road Trip because we want people from all over the world to join in. So if you think you might want to come for 2 weeks, well, come along for 2 weeks. We're trying to empower people to move towards a sustainable living, try to leave something behind that will help the community to move towards, a better way of life.